Hippo Balls, week one, coming to you live from the Hippo Den. It is Hippo himself, and look at us, guys. We made it. It is week one of fantasy football in the Hippo Den with Hippo. The birds are buzzing, the birds are chirping, the bees are buzzing, and Hippo is chomping at the bit for another fantasy season. I can't wait. Very sorry I couldn't make the draft. Hurricane Idalia canceled my draft. It was not Idalia for Hippo, but luckily it missed Tallahassee. Would have been really bad for us, but turned out not much. Bad storm, nothing else. So that's great. Very upset I missed the draft. Very upset I've not seen any sushi picks. Also, Vegas draft was amazing. We need to do destination draft at some point. I know we can't do it every year. We got kids, we got families, we got lives. But every 5 years or so, every 3 years, every other year, we got to do destination draft. It's amazing. That's that for that. Let's start off with who's back, who's dead, and who's not back, but not dead. Sorry, a little hungover. Big FSU game last night. We'll get into that in a few minutes. Let's start off with fantasy football. Fantasy football is back, of course. Draft, we all did. Bad trades, sit starts, hours of research, friends become enemies, enemies become friends. None of it matters when your whole team pulls their hamstring. We're all going to spend way too much time on this, but I love it so much, and I can't wait. Next up, we got Coach Clyde Metcalf. Coach Clyde Metcalf. He is back. 70th birthday. Big party we threw for him in Tallahassee. We had a ton of people come up from Sarasota. We had a bunch of people in town. Everyone staying at the house. We had a big barbecue at our house catered by Sonny's, which was amazing. A bunch of people at the house. Next day we had a brunch party and then a huge tailgate. Robin put together over 100 people there, I think. Field passes to the game, and we got box seats. Vice president of Big Sugar, vice president of Sugar was sitting next to us. No big deal. Kind of a big deal, though. FSU, top three, and they're not three. Amazing team they're putting out there. They're back. Travis, Verse, Coleman. This guy Coleman's unbelievable. He hopped over some guy yesterday. FSU very back. Speaking of back, the U is back. Unbelievable game from them. Van Dyke, 5 TDs, killed Jimbo, killed Texas A&M, killed the spread. The spread was +3, I think. They weren't even supposed to win. They dominated. very back. November 11th in Tally. Huge game. FSU Savvy move by Tim, saving his hotel room. Tim back. Tim up. Very back. Good for you guys. On to who's dead. We got Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. Danny Masterson from that 70s show. Turns out he's a huge scumbag. Scientology, he's a big Scientologist. They were covering it up for years because Scientologists also huge scumbags. But he gets convicted 30 years to life in prison for raping 2 women. After the conviction, this is just the sentencing phase. We have Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis writing character letters in support of Danny Masterson. I get that he's your friend. I get that he's your guy, but you can't, as Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. Ashton Kutcher is supposed to be this great guy who has a bunch of organizations for sex trafficking and helping kids. You can't be writing letters in support of a guy who's convicted of double rape. Not a great look. They had to come out and apologize and say they didn't think the letters were going to come out and they didn't think anyone would know they wrote them. Bad luck for Mila. Bad luck for Ashton. Topher Grace up. Topher Grace always said that they all sucked. Topher Grace, the only one who comes out on top out of that 70s show. He's back. Next up on Who's Dead, we got Jimmy Buffett. Jimmy Buffett, dead. Skin cancer. Bummer. Jimmy Buffett, great guy. Everybody loves Jimmy Buffett. Hopefully he's eating a cheeseburger in paradise. He wouldn't want you to be sad. Have a beer, relax, jam out. Jimmy Buffett, R.I.P. Next up on R.I.P., we got Bob Barker. Price is Right. Made it to 99 years old, closest to $1. Just like Bob Barker would have wanted. Spun the wheel of life, 99, not bad. We would all take that. Have your pet spayed or neutered. Next up on Who's Dead, we got anyone who's on the poop plane. I don't know if you heard about the poop plane. A Delta flight is in the sky to Barcelona, and they have to land because there's a biohazard. And everyone's like, what is this biohazard? Turns out that someone was pooping and it became a biohazard. And you're like, how did it get so bad in the bathroom that it became a biohazard that they had to ground the plane? Turns out this woman, I guess, couldn't make it to the bathroom, starts shitting down the aisle. It becomes so bad that they have to ground the plane, clean the plane. It takes 5 hours to clean the plane. And then the wildest part is that she cleans herself up. They clean the plane up, and she gets back on the plane, sits down like nothing happened, and flies to Barcelona. I don't know how they let her back on the plane. I don't know how anyone wants to get back on that plane. Sitting next to that lady is crazy. How do you not cancel your trip after that? You just wipe it off and get back to Barcelona? How did you have such explosive diarrhea? How do you feel good enough to get back on that flight? Ridiculous story. Poop plane. Everyone on that plane took an L. Speaking of L's, USA basketball. Noah Lyles was right. They lost to Germany, and then they lost to Canada in the bronze medal game. USA basketball very down. Freedom's down. We got a Florida man arrested while attempting to run across the Atlantic Ocean in a giant hamster wheel. Reza Ray Baluchi created a homemade hydropod vessel. Took months and a ton of money probably to make this homemade hydropod vessel, and all he wants to do is run across this hamster wheel, run across the Atlantic Ocean. Ridiculous that we're trying to stop him. If this guy wants to die running across the Atlantic Ocean in a hamster wheel, who are we to say no? He tried it before in 2021. He also tried it in 2014 and had to be rescued. This situation is crazy. It becomes a hostage situation, 5-day standoff with the Coast Guard. He says he has a knife and he was going to kill himself if they tried to get him off his hamster wheel. And then he said he would blow himself up, so they had to bring in the U.S. Navy bomb squad. So I guess he's wasting a lot of resources. I guess we got to do something with this guy. But next time, just let him go out into the ocean. If he dies, he dies. That's up to him. He said he will never give up his dream. They spoke to him after the arrest, and he said he'll never give up. They can stop me over and over, but I'll never give up my dream. He's also doing it for charity. Weird story. Anyone at Burning Man is dead. They got those hippies got stuck in the mud, stranded for days in the desert. Tens of thousands of people stranded. Do you know how bad they must smell after that time? They smelled bad coming into Burning Man. Do you know how bad they smelled after that? Disgusting, gross, horrible sex being had. No more drugs. No more alcohol. Just sitting around, nappy, gross, disgusting, in a desert. Not a great time. Burning Man down. I saw some people posting that it wasn't bad, but I'm sure it was bad. Who's not back but not dead? We got old people running the government. You've heard this before. Pelosi announced that she is seeking House re-election in 2024, which is fucking ridiculous. I saw that she's made like $300 million. She sits on these committees and she knows what's going to happen, and then she buys stock in it. Crazy that that's legal. Fuck Nancy Pelosi. She's 83 years old, trying to run for re-election again. Just keep milking it and keep making billions of dollars. Mitch McConnell's 81. He's freezing up in front of everyone. He can't talk. He can't speak. Feel bad for that guy, even though he's a scumbag. Dianne Feinstein's 90. They have to wheel her in. She can't even go to Congress. Got Biden, who's 80. Trump's 77. Need to make an age limit. Old people completely fucking up the country. Lastly, we got wokeness. Both ways. Woke and anti-woke. We got, for anti-woke, DeSantis is bringing CLT to replace, or to not replace, but to be an alternate to the SAT and the ACT. The CLT is the classic learning test. It's conservative and Christian based to replace ACT and SAT. And it has like 3 categories, and it's somehow conservative and Christian based. I didn't do a ton of research on that, truthfully, but it's like one of it's Latin and poetry and writing and some math, but the math is supposed to be lower level. Doesn't matter. CLT coming to Florida. Coming to California, on the side of wokeness, we got Trans History Month in California. Trans History Month, I think that's ridiculous. Not that there's anything wrong with them. I use the right pronoun, but what have they done? What have they done for anybody? I don't know what kind of history there is. Ridiculous for California. California is a big mess. People stealing whatever they want, trying to get reparations, just everybody needs to just be in the middle. Ridiculous. Don't be too woke. Don't be too anti-woke. Just don't be weird. That's that. On to show of the week. Shameless. Great show. I guess this was on Showtime back in the day. 12 seasons. Passed me by. Started watching it recently with Robin. Really good. The kid from The Bear is in it. Bear, of course, great show. I think that was show of the week last year. But kid from The Bear, William H. Macy. Very raunchy show, but very good. Really, really good. 12 seasons. We're on like season 4. You should give it a chance. we got matchups. I'm not going to get too much into this. No one really gives a shit. I know I keep trying to like go over everyone's team. No one cares. Navid versus me, 112, 113. Give me me, of course. Sean versus Noah. Sean projected 81. Noah projected 101. Sean has no kicker, no defense, and no tight end as of now. Things can change in the next hour, but as of now, give me Noah. Ben v. Tim. A lot of rivalry matchups week one, which is great. Ben v. Tim, big rivalry matchup. Ben had Amon get 19. I also like that Ben scooped Isaiah Likely because Andrews is out for Tim. I like the Jake Ferguson pickup for Tim, though. Still going to take Tim. Squeaks it out. Tim for the win there. And then Danny 122, Vivek 105 in the fatherhood matchup. We got Mahomes got 23. Gibbs got 8. Gibbs not looking great. I have him in my other league. I'm not happy about that. Give me Danny. Danny starting off the year from last. Looking good with a win. Eli v. Nima in the Bully Bowl, 118, 115. Nima picked up Laporta, got 9. Not terrible. You also got Tyreek. I think he goes off today. I think that Chargers-Dolphins game, very high scoring. Give me Nima. Give me Wave God for the win there. And then Jan v. Gabe in the matchup of the week. Jan projected 117. Gabe projected 119. Jan has Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry. He built his team around his running backs. I think they both have huge games. And then Gabe has Ramondre, who has like poopy butt or a stomach bug or something. We'll see how much he plays. Zeke's in the backfield. He benched Demont. Give me Party Degree. Give me Jan. Picks of the week. Bets. Steelers +2 at the 49ers. I think the Steelers have a really good season. I think Kenny Pickett has a really good season. I'm buying all the Steelers hype. I know the 49ers are very good. If you can buy the extra point, of course, buy the extra point. I'm going to sprinkle a little Steelers money line. I'm going to sprinkle a little teaser action on the Steelers. If the Steelers lose by more than 7, I'm going to lose thousands of dollars. But I like Steelers +2. I think the 49ers come out a little slow. Commanders -7 at Cardinals. The Cardinals don't have a real football team. Josh Dobbs is starting. They're going to be so bad. Commanders have a little bit of swag. Josh Harris bought the team. They're bringing all these old players back. Clinton Portis is at the game. They're having a bunch of stuff. They're getting real hyped. Sam Howell, I think, will be fine. Scary Terry's playing. Give me Commanders for 1 trillion Hippo balls. Bears -1.5 at the Packers. Packers wide receivers core very banged up. Christian Watson out. Jordan Love, I think, will be fine, but he's nothing great. Fields, Bears are going to be for real this year. Fields is going to be very good. Bears -1.5. Slam that. And then Seahawks -5 at the Rams. Rams are also huge frauds. No Cup. Ridiculous hamstring injury. Horrible for me. He's on the IR. Not ideal. Rams very down. Seahawks also going to be very good. I like their 3 wide receivers. I like Geno, of course. Seahawks -5. That's it. That's all I got. Have a week. Oh, lastly, we're going to have a new segment this year. I did not get to it this week, and I need help from IT, I think. I need to learn how to splice videos. Cooking with Hippo. There will be one appetizer, football appetizer every week. I'm going to show you the ingredients. I'm going to show you how to make it. I'm going to have to speed it up somehow. I'm not going to like sit there while it's cooking. I'll figure it out. Cooking with Hippo, coming this season. Have a day.